Welcome back. I got another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder for you. Whether you're a pro burger, a kill burger, or a middle burger, I'm glad you're here. Let's keep it civil. You guys know what's up. This video should be less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Nice and simple, quick and easy, but I'll be going through it quick, so hang on tight. And today I'm wearing a band t-shirt for this one, the band Insight from Arizona. Some good thrash metal. Now, when you think of it, the prosecution says these crimes happen in approximately 666 seconds. So they totally ripped off my concept, really. What's up with that? Now, you guys wouldn't do that to me, so take a moment to like the video. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please do that before you go. And leave a comment below and let everybody know what you thought about it. And it helps get the video out there to more people. So I appreciate that. It's also important to remember that these, videos I do, nobody's been found guilty of anything. I'm not saying anybody's guilty of anything. These are just my opinions and speculation. Everything I say is alleged. Now, I'm sure many of you that follow the case of the Idaho 4 have heard about PAPPA RODGER. Now, when I started following the case myself, it was about 6 months into it, but it's always intrigued me how whoever was posing as PAPPA knew about the details that no one else did at the time, similar to the 4chan posts, and done around the same time. Both abruptly stopped when Bryan Kohberger was arrested. Now, the person behind it could have been some nerd in his parents' basement, getting his rocks off, making a bunch of true crime sleuths go crazy. Maybe the details we think that they somehow knew were really just lucky guesses. Or maybe they weren't. I did read that some determined it to be a woman in the Midwest doing it as a joke. But I'm just not sure about that. I've read, that some were blamed to be that alias as JLR. And I don't know about that, but interesting. Poor JLR gets blamed for everything, right? Now, I'm going to do some speculating here, but I feel I'm basing those ideas from the facts that we do know about PAPPA RODGER and his Facebook group antics. Now, remember that these things were posted to Facebook prior to the world knowing who Bryan Kohberger was. Now, to me, the most striking thing about it is the profile picture. It's a dead ringer for Bryan Kohberger, aged about 20 years or more, wearing a military-style cap. Now, I don't do much with AI, but I'm sure you could take a picture of someone and have AI create an aged version of it. I bet most 12-year-olds can do that with a phone in 5 minutes or less. So personally, I don't see how it's just a coincidence. Whoever did it had to know of Bryan Kohberger, and better yet, have a reason to do it with that profile pic. Was it to taunt him and hope he made a stupid move? Maybe that's how Bryan got the idea that law enforcement was onto him. The other thing that jumped at me was the uncanny knowledge that he had of the crime scene, rooms of the house, and of course, the fact that he knew police uncovered a knife sheath. Now think about that. I could see finding a knife, but the sheath on its own has always been strange. You wear the sheath on a belt. That's the point of it. So I really am not seeing a wild guess that the police found a sheath coming from someone without some kind of inside knowledge. Just not seeing it. And I've heard a few names thrown around as possible people that could have been behind PAPPA RODGER. Matt Moy, the guy who lived behind 1122 King Road with the perfect view of the back of the house. Not sure about him. I've also heard that it was law enforcement. And to me, that's always a possibility here. There's also Jack Showalter, due to the spelling of Roger with a D in it. His full name is John Rogers Showalter. Jack is his nickname. I looked up the name Rogers as a middle name, and it appears to be a German tradition, and the S at the end denotes the son of Roger. Strange, though, his father is Larry D. Showalter, or Buzz is his nickname. I've heard a rumor that he's not of Showalter blood, possibly adopted, but I cannot confirm that. But how would Jack know about Brian before the rest of the world? And how about the knife sheath being found? Unless he planted it, of course. Anyone could have done that, though. To me, the obvious choice of the given few that I've been told of who could have been Papa Roger is none other than Eric Goer, the infamous private driver. Now, how would he know about Brian? Well, he admitted to turning in a list of white Elantras to police when he was out driving around. They could have run the plates, and then he may have, taken it upon himself to get the name from the cops to keep an eye on him. He could have easily got a picture of Brian to upload to the AI tool he used to age it, like the Papa Roger profile pic. It's often said that guys that really want to be cops like to hang around with them and talk shop. This was done with serial killers like John Wayne Gacy and Ed Kemper. They also did it to stay up on the investigation and learn of tips that were coming in. The Goer could have done the same thing and learned about the sheath from the cop buddies in Moscow, where he played Santa Claus every year, where his wife worked in the FOIA department at the Moscow PD. So he would have had ample opportunities to find that kind of stuff out. Now, I'm not saying that Goer was Papa Roger, but even if he was, that doesn't mean he was involved in the crimes. However, putting himself that close to the action by dropping the girls off right before the attack and then getting a text from Dylan at 2:10 a.m., he seems to be hanging around them a bit too much. And that's, of course, allegedly. So why would Goer choose the name Papa Roger? Well, here's a little speculation, but he may have chosen the name to make people think it was Jack Showalter with that unique middle name. It's not a common name, so it does strike me as odd, as if it was done on purpose to confuse people. So who do you think it was? Was it some random woman in the Midwest, or one of the people that I mentioned, or maybe somebody else completely? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, so drop a comment below. And it also helps get that video out there if you respond to the other commenters and get into some conversations, if you will. So I appreciate that. Don't miss my next live. That's going to be Thursday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Central. My special guest will be none other than Mr. A.R. Hayes of A Convict's Thoughts. He's recovering well from his surgery on Monday, and he'll be ready to go on Thursday as planned. We'll be talking Idaho 4 with all of you, so don't miss that. And if you like reading dark and creepy stuff, check out PeteAltieri.com. That's my writing website. I got free samples. I got a secure bookstore. I got all kinds of cool stuff there, so check that out. Big thanks to all the members of the Horntie Club for your support. I appreciate all of you and all of the people that watch these videos with us. Without you, this would not be possible. And we just started doing a monthly live with members only, so we'll get some good conversation going there as well. There's a link in the description below where you can join if you want to become a member of the Horntie Club. Just $1.99 a month. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you like what I do, and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.